Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Starsector. This is part 12 of this series, where we are role-playing as a pirate captain and taking over as much of the sector as we possibly can. We're on our way back home to Canny, and I thought I might just go through some of my ship loadouts. There's a few things I want to change, and maybe I can explain why I want to change them. So I thought I might do this to music. I'm going to get all of my fleet organised, and then I think we'll start with the Paragon. And I think we're going to use my favourite of the Starsector soundtrack. So here we go. So this is an alternative build for the Odyssey battlecruiser, switching out the longer range weapons for double order pulses. I've seen somebody using this build on a YouTube video and it looked very effective, so I thought I would try it out. Double order pulses, being energy weapons, do a lot of damage to both shields and armor. They are powerful and they are quite flux efficient. And with this missile configuration we've got, along with the little claw fighters that can add extra pressure to the shield, we're able to pretty much dominate this conquest now. Our ion cannons and saber missiles have actually knocked out quite a few of his weapons, so he's trying to turn his other broadside to bear on us, but we can just use our plasma burn ability to stay in front of him. The ion cannons have a similar kind of range to the autopulse lasers, so anything that gets past the shield, the EMP damage is good at knocking out his engines, his weapons, and now with a final hurricane we can finish him off. So switching now into the Conquest, we haven't done a huge amount to modify this one. I felt that the Salamander missiles were not really getting me that much utility in big battles, and I can easily fit Salamanders on smaller ships like Omens. And I thought seeing the effectiveness of the volley of sabos coming out of the Odyssey would be good to see if the Conquest could utilize them similarly. And as you can see, they're already driving up the shield of this enemy Conquest, and double hurricanes going in. I also feel double hurricanes is better than having a hurricane and a squall. Squall is good sometimes, but it's kind of situational. It's easily dodged by anything smaller than a capital ship, whereas being able to fire off two hurricanes to finish off a damaged or high flux ship is just far more useful. So that volley didn't do a huge amount of damage because it did pretty much all impact on the shield, but we are able to take the squall on our armor, and we're still shooting him with our longer range weapons. We were a bit late raising our shield to block that hurricane, which did some damage. We do also have the extended shield hull mod, which offsets one of the Conquest main weaknesses, giving us another advantage. I made a mistake here by firing the sabers off when I was still a bit further away. I think with sabers, if you can get in nice and close first, they're harder to dodge and they're more effective. We're just going to try and block that hurricane, but luckily most of it missed. And now coming in again, we'll fire another volley of sabers. Going to raise his flux, and now double hurricane against his single hurricane. We managed to block most of his and ours do a huge amount of damage. He was just unable to block that for fear of getting overloaded, and now we can, as soon as our guns come back online, we can wail on him. And a final brace of hurricanes is going to be enough to finish him off. Okay, so this will be our final simulator demonstration, and I just thought it'd be fun to see if I could use the pursuit interceptor to circle strafe the Sunder fast enough and just keep out of its fire like that, and see if we can get on the side here and kill it. Actually, I realised that the ion beam I'm carrying for some reason was not firing even though it was on auto fire, which probably made it slightly easier. But actually our Terminator drones are doing a great job of driving up his flux, and as soon as I'm able to get onto his side like this, the phase lance is pretty devastating against a craft as fragile as the Sunder. We have to be careful to stay nice and close. The further away you get, the easier it is for him to turn his autopulse on us, and that would kill us pretty quickly. So you have to keep going forward, have to keep turning, but finally the Sunder is vanquished. Okay, so in this playthrough we're going to try to achieve a few things. We do still want to raise our cash reserves so that we can start doing some colony stuff, but we currently have an invasion coming into our home system in about 10 days, and we have a drug smuggling mission to complete, so I'm going to buy all the drugs that are available in this system because they're nice and cheap. Presumably we are producing illegal narcotics. I think that would be a good thing for pirates to be doing. We're going to store a bunch of our fleet and just go out with something like this. We've got a few capital ships, a few destroyers, a few cruisers, and a bunch of frigates. We're trying to run with just our most cost-effective ships, and also the ones that are the most fun to fly. And yeah, one thing I do think is strange is that in this game often you're buying drugs from core worlds and taking them out to pirate worlds out beyond the core. I kind of feel like it should be the other way around. It's like America doesn't produce cocaine for Colombia, and I know it grows in Colombia, but it seems to make more sense to me that it would be the pirates who are producing this stuff out where there's no regulations, and then they need to smuggle it into the core worlds where the markets are. I don't know, it just seems a bit topsy-turvy to me. So we popped into the other world in this system, which we also control. Picked up some supplies and some fuel and a few more marines, bit of crew, and we also bought some more narcotics because we're going to be going and dropping some off soon. So we may be able to find a good price for the other stuff we've got here. 1,700 marines in our current army. We would like to increase that if we could, back up to 2,000, so we can steal some more blueprints maybe. For now though, I think we're just going to wait for this invasion to come in. It's due in a few days, and I think we want to intercept them just to make sure that they don't take back our homeworld. So here's the hedge fleet. It's not a particularly scary one. They've got a couple of carriers, but no capital ships. So we should be able to see them off nice and quickly. It will fly the Odyssey, take in the astral carrier and just a couple of frigates to start with. Do we want, okay, and a couple of Medusas. So we'll send the Tempest out to capture, and I have also experimented with a bit of color grading on this episode just to make it a bit prettier. Tell me if you think it looks terrible. But this is a mostly orange system, so I thought I would just ramp up the orange a little bit more. Unfortunately, it does also affect the ships, but I don't think it looks too bad. You can imagine that the light from this nebula is reflecting off the ship hulls. We'll bring in another Medusa and another Omen. Get them to come up and support us. And we're going to see if we can hunt down their carriers, of course. First of all, we've got the Medusas supporting us directly, and we've got the Astrals sitting in the back. Here is a Sunder, which we know we can destroy very quickly with our missiles, so we're going to demonstrate that here by moving in, hitting it with a rash of Sabos and a Hurricane to finish it off. We are going to take a Reaper on the hull, which was a bit reckless of us. The second one we managed to block. We do have to be careful. There are a few Griffin missile cruisers in this fleet, and they are going to be dealing high damage unless we can take them out first. Another couple of Reapers tanked on our hull. And now we have to be a little bit careful because there's 2 Griffins, Sunder, and the double carriers coming in on us here. We don't want to get fluxed out and risk our Odyssey, so we're going to back off. That's a 3rd Griffin missile cruiser. On the flanks we have a Tempest engaging an enemy enforcer. Should be able to keep him busy. And on the left hand side of the screen here, the daggers from the Astral come in and just completely annihilate one of the Griffin missile cruisers. We will probably want him to take out a carrier in a second. We'll probably put that order in very quickly. In fact, I think we might split our fleet a little bit here, and we will go after the carrier on the right, sorry, while the Astral has already targeted the Mora on the left. It's not quite dead, so we'll see if we can use our beam weapons to finish it off. The Squall from the Astral is also coming on it, and the Medusa looks like he's going to hunt him down and hopefully destroy him. I'm engaging the second Mora, tanking more Reapers on the shield, but the Odyssey has a good enough shield that it can tank a large number of Reapers without really breaking much of a sweat. Tempest on the left, engaging Alasha. We're going to bring on a couple more ships, probably just a couple more Tempests, and they're going to help this Medusa destroy the Sunder that's gone after our carrier. Second Mora is dead ahead of us, launches a Reaper at us, but we're able to tank that. We're going to make sure our shield is protecting us from both the Mora and the Griffin behind us, if we can. But a huge amount of torpedoes coming on this Mora. He's toast. Griffin's backing off with his little Centurion in support, and they have a Monitor frigate as well. Mora on the left is dead. Yep, and the Medusa and Tempest engaging the Sunder down in the bottom hand corner. We're going to go after this Griffin. He's firing another Reaper at us and another one, but our point defense is too much for him. More torpedoes coming in, this time on the Griffin, along with the Hurricane. And, yeah, it's a little bit unfair at this point. We're sending our beam weapons in against the final Griffin. He's launching sabers at us and actually does overload us. Could have been nasty if we had Reapers coming in on us at that moment, but luckily we didn't. The rest of our ships circling around, and looks like that Monitor is being attacked by the Medusa at the top there. With all the sabers we can fire, the Griffin is overloaded and we're chasing it down. At this point his engines have been destroyed and he's floating off out of control. Medusa coming in with his heavy blasters finishes him off. And that's another invasion prevented. We'll just speed up the end. And the Monitor did actually escape, but they're hard to kill. So we will pursue them because I would quite like to steal one or both of the Atlas freighters he's carrying. So it doesn't look like we were able to recover either of the super freighters, unfortunately. We do have 3 already, so we're not hurting too much for cargo space. Okay, so we got some credits for that. We will continue to chase down the remainder of the invasion fleet and see if we can steal the surviving Atlas. And I thought this might be a good opportunity to take the Hyperion for a spin. One thing I haven't done is change the Hyperion, and I would quite like to modify in some way. I think taking out the heavy machine gun in the universal slot and fitting in something like a Reaper Typhoon launcher would be fun. Giving it 5 Reapers to fire enemy capitals and cruisers would be a way to increase its effectiveness in larger battles. So again, it looks like we were unable to recover the Atlas, and if I do mix up the words Astral and Atlas, I think I did in a previous episode, there's not much I can do about it, they're just too similar. So we're going to come in quickly and repair. Maybe we can get rid of some of this metal we don't need. And we will just store some weapons. We'll keep hold of a couple of autopulse lasers and a few ion cannons. And this will allow us to flip out the Odyssey loadout if we want for the other version that we demonstrated. We'll just see if there are any good missions around, and this person is actually selling the possible location of a coronal hypershunt, so I might pay a story point for that. I don't actually know much about these things because they've all come in quite recent versions of the game, but I might go and check it out. It might be fun, especially now we're getting to be friends with the Remnant. It might be something in that. We're going to head off now and deliver these shipment of narcotics and maybe sell off the rest of the drugs we are currently carrying. And I've just seen that an order I made with a black market arms dealer for an Aurora cruiser and another Hyperion has been delivered, so we will try and pick that up. It's from an independent world. I think it's in this system actually, so that's going to be nice and convenient. Let's just head in here, repair, deliver the narcotics, and we'll see if there are any more useful missions. This person wants me to bring a spaceport offline. It's a Luddic path world, so it shouldn't be a problem. So we need some fuel, we need some marines. Narcotics are going cheap here. Okay, let's head off to Elma. Yeah, it is in the same system. Okay, now, because we've been fighting nearby this world, we're unable to get into the station properly, and therefore we can't meet our black market contact. So we're going to do a raid, and then I think the only option if we want those ships now is actually to invade this world, which we may as well do. I do like keeping a few independent worlds around just because they're targets for plunder, but we're going to want to invade them all anyway eventually, so we may as well take this one on. We're going to speed this up. With our current army, it shouldn't take more than a day or two to take over this planet. We do have quite high monthly expenses at the moment, but if we can keep completing missions and making good trades, we should be able to get our cash reserves up nice and high pretty quickly. Okay, we took over the planet. We will stock up on fuel, supplies, marines, all the good stuff. We're also going to buy some cheap drugs here because there are good places to sell them. I think that was a 600 price for drugs at one of the pirate worlds. We'll pick up our army and our plunder. I think we'll sell this food. Not really a lot of point lugging it around to try and find a higher price. And we will pick up the Aurora and another Hyperion. So the Aurora is a new ship. We're going to have to mothball it for now until we can get back to fit some weapons on it. But it's basically a fast intercept light cruiser that is very good at chasing down destroyers and frigates, and it can pretty much go toe to toe with other cruisers quite well. Okay, just stocking up on basic supplies, and now we're going to head off to Mayasura and sell our drugs at the pirate base there. And we are about to fail this mission to procure some fuel, so that's a bit of a shame, but it wasn't a huge payout, so we can let that one go. So as I say, we're heading off to the Don station in Mayasura where we're going to sell our drugs. We are of course looking out for any good looking targets on the way. Something flying up there to the top of the screen, but I think that was probably a salvage fleet. We will see if we can drop in the closest jump point. There's a Tri-Tachyon special task group. We would like to avoid them. And there's another one, a bit smaller. Still no reason for us to go after it. Pirates do not like to attack military fleets if they can avoid it. So we will sell these drugs for a cool 500,000. We are low on supplies, so I'm going to have to buy some here. However, I will be able to raid the local stations for a few more before we leave. So we do have an officer promotion candidate, so that's a member of our regular crew who shows enough promise to be promoted to officerhood. I'm currently fielding a full set of officers, so I won't be able to promote him. We're going to head off and see if we can take on this bounty that's out on the west side of the core. We'll stop in at these Tri-Tachyon worlds before we leave though, and see if we can buy anything or steal anything that we want. Looks like we've been caught by patrol. They are not going to be able to detain us. Okay, just check their missions. There's a pirate bounty we'll take on. I do always check all 3 targets even if I don't show it, because sometimes it's not always the highest one that's the greatest value for some reason. Ooh, 2 Hyperions. Pristine. We will be buying both of these, which makes 4 Hyperions now, which could pretty much solo any fleet if they are well piloted. Yeah, that's going to be fun. Okay, we'll definitely want to try that out. We'll mothball them for now, and we will try to fit them out as soon as we can. Now we do actually have enough Marines to steal blueprints from the Tri-Tachyon or an Alpha Core. I think we'll go for blueprints and see if we can roll something useful. Oh, we just lost 700 Marines. That's a bummer. And we gained 3 ship blueprints. Well, you roll the dice. And now I'm wishing I had gone for the Alpha Core instead. But it would have been fun if we got some good blueprints. I think we'll go in again and just vent some frustration by stealing all their supplies. We no longer have enough Marines to try for the Alpha Core. But, okay, we got 1100 supplies. Just thinking about whether or not I want to sell or learn these blueprints. They're not very valuable, so I'm just going to learn them. I should maybe be selling things to pirates, but I don't really want the pirates to be using those weapons. So there's a note on the side of the screen there that says the Tri-Tachyon and Sindrian Diktat have made peace with the Lodic Church, which is a shame. It's always good to have wars going on. I thought we were going to get caught again there, but that was just a smuggler. Okay, they have some cheap drugs here, so I think I'll buy them off the black market, and we can sell them back at dawn on our way out. Do they have any interesting ships? Not today, not really. Oh, another Hyperion. 5 Hyperions. Okay, ideas for a wolf pack appearing in my mind. 5 Hyperions, 5 Tempests, 3 Omens. With Typhoon Reapers on the 5 Hyperions and expanded missile racks on all of them, that makes 50 Reapers. That could take down any fleet in the game. And with the Tempest and Omens as support, I don't see how they could be defeated very easily. Mines could be an issue against Dooms and things like that. Anyway, we'll do another raid here. Okay, now we have plenty of supplies. We should be able to make it out to this bounty outside the core. I do still want to sell these drugs at dawn, so I'm going to jump into hyperspace and then head into the other gravity well, and we can make this distance a lot quicker. Yeah, if you ever want to get from one side of a system to another, it's much quicker to jump out and jump back in again, especially if you have the transverse jump ability. Oh, no. It looks like the price has dropped since we offloaded our last batch, so we'll keep hold of these for now, and hopefully we'll find somewhere good to sell them in the near future. Okay, 7 days. Now we do seem to have left this a little bit late. I don't think we can get there now. We're going to have to abandon that bounty. It's for the independent anyway, so screw them. We'll go and do something else. We have a bounty down here that is fielding an onslaught and some falcons, and that's a pirate bounty. We also have this special remnant contact that we picked up, and I think it might be fun to go and see what kind of missions they have on offer, because we didn't check that before. What's this? This looks like the Tri-Tachyon military fleet. We will avoid that. That's another one. It looks like the Tri-Tachyon are becoming more of a power in the sector since we took out the Persian League, which makes sense. I know that the hegemony is doing very well, but to see the Tri-Tachyon expanding their influence, it's actually a good thing, I think, because it means there's more of their kind of ships on offer, and if I can destroy one or two of those fleets, there may be some nice craft I can capture. Okay, so this guy is just offering a regular bounty. That's a bit of a shame. 96,000. 95,000. Okay, we'll go with the 96 one. As I say, sometimes the medium one is actually slightly more valuable. So he also wants to sell me some security codes. I'll buy them just because I want to get my rep up with this guy, and he also wants me to deploy a spy sat. So the missions are very kind of similar. It's a shame. I hope they would be slightly more bespoke, but hopefully they'll get more interesting. Picked up some marines and some supplies. Now we're looking at their ships. They have a Fury. I still don't have a Fury, but I don't really want a Fury. I do want this Omen. We did lose a few Omens, but now we are back to 4, and I think that should be enough. Let's fit him out as a regular PD boat, and we will head off to one of these missions. I think we will go and kill this hegemony patrol. We haven't killed an onslaught in the actual game yet so far this playthrough, only in simulations. Okay, let's see if we can hunt this guy down without attracting too much attention. We've dropped into the pirate world just so we can repair and maybe even fit out these Hyperions. This pirate base might not have all the weapons we need, but we can have a quick look. Okay, so we have fitted out our 4 Hyperions. I'm just going to add officers to them, and we will continue to hunt down that bounty. It's somewhere in this system. We'll do another active sensor burst, which will probably attract patrols to us, but actually that's not a bad thing. And in fact, we're going to come into this comm relay here and break it down to attract any patrols. They will either be the patrol we're looking for, or they will drag other patrols away from areas we want to search. So I can see them on my radar moving into there, and none of them had the exclamation mark to indicate the bounty. We'll do another active sensor burst, but again that failed to reveal him. So we're just looking around. Here's a patrol, not the one we're looking for, but they are definitely looking for us. I think it might not be worth trying to run away. We will just take these guys on. And actually this might be a fun opportunity to try out the Hyperions, maybe with a couple of Tempests and Omens in support. So we'll take control of the one without the officer and bring in 4 Hyperions, a couple of Tempests, a couple of Omens, and let's see how quickly we can destroy these guys. So yeah, that's a pretty effective wolf pack. Managed to see off that patrol without too much trouble. I don't think we took much damage at all. So definitely worth trying that out against some bigger fleets as well. And once we get the Reapers fitted, I think it'll be only more devastating. Now the tiny patroller cost us, but we are able to just let them go. And we're going to drop into this base here, just do a quick raid. We will bombard first to minimize losses of marines. And I think we're just going to grab some supplies and a little bit of fuel. Okay, I think we are running out of time to find this bounty, so we will have to get a shift on. I'm going to try and avoid these nebulas just to keep our speed up. Yeah, he's got to be around here somewhere. Let's go and have a look at Jangala. In case he's just hovering around his base. A couple of patrols avoided. And actually, as we got close to Jangala, we did start getting pursued by these two special task groups, which we were only just able to run away from, mostly because one of them kind of glitched slightly. And it was while running away from them that we did manage to come across the bounty we were looking for. So obviously we engaged. And we will take in our Odyssey and the Astral and a couple of Tempests and an Omen and a Monitor. We're going to get our guys to defend a line here. Send the Tempests out to capture points. And the main goal here is to kill off all the sport craft before engaging the onslaught, because we don't really want to get stuck in front of that thing for long. If we can isolate it and surround it, it should be very easy to kill. A couple of little hounds are the first contact here. You can see some falcons coming in on the top left hand corner and a Sunder in the back. Second Sunder coming in from the top. Always want to try to prioritize them, and we'll send the Astral Bombers after the 14th battle group. Falcon right here in the middle. Okay, here's the onslaught coming in from the top. We definitely don't want to tangle with that too much, especially face on like this, so we're going to have to back away. As you can see, it drives up our flux very fast. This Sunder on the right is a bit of a threat, but we can just turn off our shield to avoid getting overloaded. So our smaller craft on the left are engaging that Sunder, which is fine for now. Here come the bombers from the Astral to take on this Falcon, looks like. And it's just a very efficient platform, that Astral. You can send 4 Saber missiles in, overload shields, and then the torpedoes to finish up. Sunder was destroyed in the top left. We can now bring on some more craft, so I think we'll bring on another carrier and one more Tempest just to give us a little bit more fast power we can project where we need. This Sunder on the right, he's got a high intensity laser, he's going to attack this Tempest. Tempest can back away and we will move in and delete him with a nice salvo of Sabos plus Hurricane. Okay, we need to turn now, kind of regroup, make sure we protect our Astral. Looks like we've got a couple of smaller craft coming in. That onslaught is still in the back. A couple of Falcons still alive. Looks like these bombers are going after one of them. Looks like they've rerouted and started attacking the onslaught from behind. Big torpedoes going in there. I think we'll get the Astral to focus on onslaught. The Condor carrier is going to get taken out here. There's a gunship, a couple of Falcons. Tempests of mine coming in from the top. Small carrier goes down. It'd be nice to capture another 14th Battle Group Falcon. Falcon takes him down to about 10% health, and he's finished off by the beam weapons. We will focus on the remaining Falcon, and then it's time for the onslaught. Tempest needs to get out of the arcs of the onslaught. We're going to take it on a little bit, just keep it distracted. Looks like he's lost his engines and he's now drifting. So Sabres will drive up his flux. Hurricane, a bit harmless, but we do manage to overload him. And here come the torpedoes. His armor's looking pretty non-existent on the back there. Hurricane hits his front armor. But we can use our plasma burn ability, get behind him, and attack that rear armor. And it's good night. So not the most difficult bounty in the world, but we did manage to take it out pretty efficiently. And let's see if we can pursue their logistics ships. A couple of them got away, not a big deal. And actually, I did make a mistake here and forget to check if any of those ships were recoverable. Would have been nice to steal another 14th Falcon, but it's not like we need another Falcon, especially if we already have the Pirate Falcons that I think are better. But it's nice to capture as many 14th battle group ships as we can. Really, it's just for the bragging rights. You know, it's like going around in a big Cadillac with spinning rims. It's the kind of thing a pirate wants to do, you know, show off the fancy ships he's stolen. So we have another bounty to pursue. This one was given to us by the Remnant Contact and is the Sindrian Dictat fleet in the Asconia system. So I think we'll go after that. Now I'm not actually sure if the Remnant Contact will give us more interesting missions as we raise our reputation with them, but I think it's worth finding out. Okay, again we'll do an active sensor burst, see if we can locate this bounty. There are going to be patrols around, so we do have to be a little bit careful in case any of them are beyond our current capabilities. There's the bounty over there. We've been stopped by a tiny little patrol. We will ignore them. It looks like this bounty fleet has already been destroyed by other pirates. They're down to just a little tiny tanker. This is gonna net us a good 100 grand, and all we're gonna have to do is send one ship after it. It's been destroyed. Bounty completed. So thank you to whichever of our fellow pirate fleets took that out. Saved us a battle. We'll actually pop straight back in again. I don't know why we dropped out there. I want to pop into Volturn while there's no patrols around. Now we have to wait a day until the commotion dies down. There's another pirate raid fleet here. Okay, let's see what we can do here. So they've got some very cheap lobster, which we can sell to our buddies for a very good profit, so we'll pick some of them up. And actually they have cheap luxury goods, so we'll get some of them. They also have cheap domestic goods. No good ships in their shipyards. And we'll put in raid. I think we'll gain some more lobster as well. Considering the profit we can get on that, it doesn't seem like a huge amount here because they're nice and cheap here. But if we can sell that stuff off, that's 730 units of Voltarian lobster. If we can head straight to Arno here, we'll make quite a lot of bank off this. As I say, we are still always going to be looking out for targets. Who's this? This looks like pirate fleet. Yes. Oh, that's nice. That's a large pirate fleet floating around, transporting marines and fuel. So they haven't been destroyed en route. I think we are starting to exert more influence, more pressure, and becoming a bit more of a dominant power in the sector. So we can sell all this lobster here for 200 grand, that's not too bad. These drugs we can keep hold of for the moment. Domestic goods will sell, metal will sell, and luxury goods I think we'll keep for the moment. We can sell them somewhere else for a better price. We'll pick up some marines and we will head off to sell the rest of these goods. And I think I also have another mission to complete down in the southeast. Yeah, we want to do a disrupt mission, and we could possibly do another one on the way. Okay, let's jump out. Salvage fleets, I think we've learned that there's not a lot of point attacking them. Looks like there's a battle going on in that nebula to our left. Okay, that's a large Luddic Church fleet. We don't want to tangle with them. We could probably kill it, but it would cost us. There's a small Luddic Church fleet. Kind of thing we would take on, but at the moment I'd rather just get this done. They don't look like they were carrying that much cargo. So we want to drop into the independent world here, sell off these luxury goods. Actually, this is the wrong independent world. This is the Glacier Academy. I haven't really been here before, and I think it's been updated with the new release. So yeah, I think I'll do some jobs for these guys, why not? So this guy doesn't do anything. This guy... Okay. I can do some jobs for him. VIP transport. 50,000 credits. Okay, he wants me to take him to Eos Exodus. We can do that. This guy wants me to travel to the same system and collect something. No, we have to... Okay, collect someone and pay a ransom for them. And the third guy wants me to acquire an artifact. Okay, I'll take on those missions, why not? So we can still sell these for a good price in this system. We will do that, I think. Head down to the mining station here, but we will drop into the hegemony system on the way and do that disruption mission. They've got a few patrols, none of them are particularly scary. I think this is just a single enforcer. Yeah, we'll let him go. So we will come in here and raid the warehouse, and we will also pick up some drugs as well. I think we already have some, so let's get some more. Okay, looks like the mission was completed. We now have 1,400 units of narcotics. And we'll head down to the mining station. Yeah, Patrol's not too sure what to do. They would like to stop me, but they're also scared of me. Looks like there's been a vengeance fleet of the Sinjin Diktat that's been defeated, so we no longer have to worry about that. And we'll sell these luxury goods here. This is the highest price we can find. Keep hold of the drugs for now. But we might as well do a raid. We need some supplies. Okay, that'll keep us going for a while. And now, why don't we head off and do a couple of these missions for the Academy. So we've got a bounty in Eos Exodus, acquire an artifact from Westerners, and deliver this VIP also to Eos Exodus. So I think we'll do that first, and then maybe we can head north. We are going to need fuel, so we'll stop off on the way and see if we can steal some. Okay, we can stop by another patrol. We have to disengage for some reason. It looks like they would want to run away from us, but apparently not. That's going to cost us some supplies. But we will... they've got an orbital station and a bit of a fleet here, so we can't actually steal from them. We'll have to head to the independent world instead. So we'll get some marines. See if they have any ships on offer. They've got a couple of Tempests, but they have demods, and we already have quite a few Tempests. So let's just do a raid. And for some reason, even though I entered the system specifically to steal fuel, I forgot and stole supplies instead, which I already have thousands of. So that wasn't too smart. We will head to the other world here and see if they have some fuel for us to steal. Okay, so we got 500 fuel there. It's not a huge amount, but it will keep us going. But there are a few Luddic Church outposts in Eos Exodus, so we should be able to steal some more once we get there. There's an independent world too, so plenty of opportunity for raiding. Okay, their patrols are chasing us. We will ignore them. But now, if they build up a critical mass, we might have to deal with them. For now, we will head into Tarsus and we can deliver the VIP. Again, we have to disengage, so they do kind of want to fight us. It's not really a good idea for them to attack us. I wouldn't give them good odds. Oh, this person wants to sell me the possible location of a 14th battle group onslaught, so I will spend a story point on that. We'll also pick up another underworld bounty. 180,000 credits for a Tri-Tachyon patrol. Yeah, and that I think is in that new system that they colonized just outside the core to the north. So that's a good opportunity and an excuse to head out there and check it out. Okay, let's ransom this guy off. So we're going to have to pay 61,000 credits, but I think we will get that back when we deliver the prisoner. Okay, let's just raid. They don't have any fuel here, so we're going to go supplies and... yeah, I think we'll just get more supplies. That will make up for the supplies we had to spend restoring our fleet after disengaging from their patrols. Looks like there's a hegemony killer fleet searching after us. Okay. We're gonna move away from them. I think, you know, it was double onslaught. We know we can take on onslaughts. But they do look quite serious, so we're going to hope they won't catch us. There's a Luddic Church convoy here. It'd be fun to attack that, though. Okay, so we can deliver this VIP. Pick up some marines and fuel, and then we will do another raid. And this time we can't get fuel. We lost another 100 marines for 1,000 fuel. Well, it's not a bad deal. Let's go after this guy. So they've got one Dominator, a Venture, an Enforcer, and some crappy frigates. Okay, this is going to be a nice quick battle. I think we'll go after this Dominator first. And we've gone with a nice red background for this one. And I just wanted to showcase the absolute power of this Odyssey Astral combination. Dominators are big tough ships and normally they take time to take down. But that one just melted. You know, beam weapons, sabers, and then that torpedo volley at the end. It's just devastating. We can ram raid this little kite out the way. Take him out with our point defense lasers. Our little frigates are forming a screen, preventing anyone from escaping out the top. And we'll go after this Enforcer. Overloaded him, send in the Hurricane, and beam weapons will finish him off. A couple of freighters trying to make a run for it. Tempest just shutting them down. Final few small craft dealt with. We can pick through the wreckage. Okay, so they had a lot of organics. No marines, again, it said they were carrying marines, but there were no marines. It's one of those things that bugs me. And then I lost a bit of footage there, but we basically just got attacked by another Luddic Church patrol. So I thought I would just speed through this fight, just show some of the highlights. I do like using this Odyssey to ram craft, especially against destroyers and anything small. It has a lot of mass and it can really send things flying. Okay, so we destroyed that one too. And we are now going to leave the system, avoid the hegemony fleet, and we will head north to Westerness. Okay, heading to this planet, we are going to meet the contact and pick up the artifact. Now, we should have done the marine raid. For some reason we didn't. I don't know why. Would have saved us some money. But no matter, we got what we came for. We did fail a spy sat deployment mission, but I'm not too bothered about that. We can head into prison and go back to the Remnant contact and see if they have any more interesting missions. He has a bounty for us, which we will accept. And he wants to sell us some Remnant ships. That's interesting. So I don't know a huge amount about these. As in which ones, as in flying them. I've only ever fought them. Pick up a Glimmer. Can we afford a Brilliant as well? Drone ship cruiser hull. Yeah, I think we'll get one cruiser and one frigate. And then we can try them out once they've been delivered. For now we're going to leave and head back to the Glacier Academy, see if they will be happy with our work. So we can return this VIP. See if they have any more jobs. Okay, debris field scan. 50 grand. Okay, we'll do that. VIP transport. Another 50 grand. We'll do that too. Okay. So we've just stopped off at Anchor in the same system before we leave. Pick up some fuel and some more drugs. And we will do another raid. We still need fuel, so 50,000 worth of fuel should be quite a good haul. And we're going to do the same thing at the independent world here. Buy fuel on the black market and launch a raid just to get some more. Okay, 3,000 fuel in total, not bad. I think now we can head off to Asconia. And we're going to drop into the pirate world here and we're going to sell off some of our goods. So we can sell organics at a good price, we can sell a metal, we can pick up more marines. See if they have any good ships, but as it's a pirate world, they don't. They're still not using any new blueprints as far as I can see. Let's drop into the Syndrian homeworld. Do we want more lobster? Yeah, I think we'll take more lobster. Luxury goods are still going at a good price. And then we will finally raid them. And I think we'll pick up more lobster. I have to drop a few domestic goods, but they're not that valuable, not a big deal. Let's jump out of here before big patrol comes. Now, Kulan in Hybrsil is offering a good price on a bunch of goods that we are currently holding. So we're going to drop in here. And what can we sell? And drugs and weapons are cheap here. But domestic goods can be sold. Luxury goods and lobster. Okay, that gives us another 700 grand. We can buy quite a few marines. Gets us back up to 1500, and we can get a few more from a little mission in the bar. And we will do a raid and get some more supplies. 90 marines lost in the battle for 900 supplies. Okay, now we're going to head to the north east, outside the core, and find this Tri-Tachyon world that has been colonized. And hopefully kill this bounty. Okay, so we're going to jump into the Alpha Gindrum system. There's a Tri-Tachyon picket. There's a bounty. And there's the Ore Dog. The new colony they have placed in this system. Okay, so they are packing an Astral, two Dooms, a Harbinger, a Shrike, and a couple of frigates, including Scarabs. Scarabs are dangerous little frigates. They also have a Hyperion, so this is a very high-tech fleet we're taking on. Luckily, we can match them with high-tech weapons of our own, and we can also field a lot more than they have. So send out Tempest to capture points. We're actually flying a Sunder because I think it might be fun to chase these guys down with the Sunder. It's a nice fast ship. And with a huge amount of damage, we just have to be careful because we know Sunders are very fragile. Okay, so these are the Scarabs floating around. Let's keep our carrier in a nice defensible location. Send this Tempest after this Omen that's trying to sneak around the back. And actually I think I'll go after this Shrike as a nice easy target. One thing I think I've forgotten to do is add expanded magazines onto the Sunders. With their autopulse lasers it would make them more effective. Shrike gets easily destroyed. Okay, I can see the Drover and the Doom and another Scarab to the bottom right, but I want to go after this Scarab here first. They are fast, so it's going to be tough to catch them, but Tempest I think are faster. I'm not sure it's worth me chasing after this. So I think we'll go after the Doom instead. And get the other Sunder and the Astral to support us. Scarab comes in, tries to get a piece of us, but he can't get through our shield. The Monitor is sitting in front of the Doom, tanking damage like a good Monitor should. We're going to come in now, block a Reaper just in time, and now here come the torpedoes. Whether the Doom is going to get hit by torpedoes though is another matter. It's very easy for it to just phase out. I think it took a couple of them with point defense. Fires a Reaper at our fellow Sunder. And one at us. Again, we managed to block it. Hyperion is supporting his buddy. Kind of scary going up against things like Hyperions. And actually, our Sunder wingmate was destroyed by mines after he got overloaded. We still have two Sunders on the battlefield. More torpedoes coming in. This Hyperion is annoying me as well. The thing is, even if you can't start to damage a Hyperion, it can just teleport away from you. Let's back off so we don't get overloaded. And actually, I think we will all focus on this Harbinger first. Because he's kind of in the middle of all of this, it might be hard for him to escape. Oh, he's just about survived that. But his flux is going to run out at some point, and with these Tempests in pursuit there's not much he's going to be able to do about that. I think we're going to bring on a Hyperion of our own, and I might just jump into actually because the Sunder we're flying is out of peak performance time. So we'll ask him to retreat. Harbinger goes down. Here comes our Hyperion. We can jump into this. And let's see if we can go take on that Doom now. We also have an Astral at the back. Maybe worth prioritizing that over the Doom because it won't be able to run away. Okay, my Hyperion is now being taken on by the enemy Hyperion. I don't know if it's worth fighting it. He has actually knocked out my engines, which is kind of a shame. I'm now just floating aimlessly through space. I can still teleport. Okay, engines are back. Doom is in trouble now. He's got very high flux. He can't phase. Heavy blasters coming in. Tempest and Omen surrounding him. He's trying to kill us with mines. I'm able to just teleport out of the way of that one. He actually takes quite a lot of damage from his own mine there. Doom goes down. And now we will eliminate this Astral. He's got a huge amount of armor and a very good shield. He's also fielding quite a lot of what looks like fighters. But if we can get his flux up high enough, then the bombers from our own Astral will certainly be able to destroy him. Okay, and here they come. Astral dead. If we can capture it, that would be a real bonus. Okay, the rest of their ships may be too fast for us to chase down. Looks like the Doom is retreating. There he goes. This Scarab is trying to retreat. Oh, I managed to kill his engines. He goes down to the Hyperion. Their Hyperion obviously ran away. There's no way to catch them. If they want to escape, they will. We'll go after their logistics ships just to see if they're carrying any useful cargo. And what do we want to recover here? And we actually lost the Sunder. And we can recover the other Astral, so we will do that. We also lost a Medusa and another Omen. I'm not too sure if it's worth recovering them. We'll recover the Medusa, but the Omen we can buy. without having to spend a story point. We might as well recover Doom as well. It's demodded to hell, but once we get some cash, maybe we can restore it. And I think we're going to come to the end of the session pretty soon. We'll just mothball these damaged ships. We have a few new ones, and we also have a couple of remnant ships coming our way pretty soon. So next episode we can have some fun fitting them out and seeing how effective they are. We'll pop into the Tri-Tachyon world before we leave. We're unable to enter the market due to our recent activities, but we can launch a raid, so we'll do that. What do we need? I think we'll just get some supplies. Okay, cool. We will jump out of the system and we will head back to the core. And that will be the end of this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time.